Welcome to WooEnglish. Today, we travel back in time to the hot sands of Egypt, to the land of pyramids and pharaohs, and to a queen whose beauty and power shook the world. Her name was Cleopatra. Chapter 1. A young queen in danger. The sun burns over the Nile River. Boats sail slowly on the water. Fishermen cast their nets. Children laugh on the riverbank. But inside the royal palace of Alexandria, there is fear. The king is dead. His daughter, Cleopatra, is now queen. She is only 18 years old. Her eyes are sharp. Her voice is calm. She speaks many languages, more than any other ruler in the world. Yet, her throne is not safe. Her brother, Ptolemy XIII, wants power. He is just a boy, but greedy advisors whisper in his ear. They tell him, "You are the true king. Push Cleopatra away." One night, soldiers enter Cleopatra's room. They shout, "Leave the palace. You are no longer queen." Cleopatra hides her fear. She knows she must escape. She runs through dark corridors. The sound of sandals echoes behind her. She takes nothing, no jewels, no gold, only her life. Outside, the desert night is cold. She covers her head with a simple cloth. No one must know she is the queen. Days pass. She eats dry bread. She drinks water from small wells. She feels weak, but her spirit is strong. In the distance, she sees the lights of Alexandria, the palace where she once ruled. She clenches her fists. She whispers to herself, "I will not give up. I will return. I will be queen again." But how? Her brother has soldiers. Rome, the most powerful empire in the world, controls Egypt from the shadows. Cleopatra needs an ally, someone stronger than her brother, someone feared by Rome itself. Far away, a Roman general named Julius Caesar is sailing to Alexandria. He is famous, he is powerful, and soon he will change Cleopatra's life forever. Chapter 2. The Carpet Plan. The city of Alexandria shines under the morning sun. Marble streets, busy markets, tall statues of old pharaohs. But inside the royal palace, danger grows. Julius Caesar, Rome's greatest general, has arrived. He is here to settle the fight between Cleopatra and her brother, Ptolemy XIII. Caesar is strong. His soldiers are loyal. Every man fears his name. Cleopatra knows, if Caesar supports me, I will be queen again. But her brother controls the gates. The guards will never let her in. So Cleopatra makes a bold plan. She calls two of her most trusted servants. She says, "Bring me a carpet, a big one. Roll me inside it. Take me to Caesar." The servants look at her with shock. Inside a carpet? My queen, it is dangerous. Cleopatra smiles. Dangerous? Yes. But if we do nothing, I lose Egypt forever. Night falls. The palace is silent. Two servants carry a heavy carpet on their shoulders. They tell the guards, "A gift for the Roman general." The guards laugh. "A gift? Fine. Go in." Inside Caesar's room, the servants place the carpet on the floor. They slowly unroll it. And there, like magic, Cleopatra rises. Her eyes shine in the candlelight. Her hair falls on her shoulders. She bows and says softly, "Great Caesar, Egypt needs your help." Caesar is shocked. He sees courage. He sees beauty. He sees intelligence. In that moment, Caesar understands. This young queen is unlike any ruler he has met. He smiles. "You are brave, Cleopatra. You have spirit. Rome respects strength, and you have it." Cleopatra tells him about her brother's betrayal. She speaks with passion. She promises loyalty to Rome if Caesar helps her win back the throne. Caesar thinks. He knows Egypt is rich: grain, gold, trade. He also knows Cleopatra could be a powerful ally, maybe more. Finally, he says, "I will help you. You will be queen again, but we must fight." Outside, Ptolemy XIII hears the news. His face turns red with anger. He shouts to his soldiers, "War! We will kill Caesar and destroy my sister." The streets of Alexandria fill with marching feet, shields, swords, and flaming torches. The city is now a battlefield. And as the first fires rise into the night sky, Cleopatra stands next to Caesar. She whispers to herself, "This is my chance. I will not fail." But war is coming. And in war, nothing is certain. Chapter 3. War for Egypt. The night sky glows red. Alexandria is burning. Shouts of soldiers echo in the streets. Shields clash, swords strike. The war for Egypt has begun. Ptolemy XIII gathers his army. Thousands of men. Bows, spears, war chariots. His advisors cry, "Kill Caesar! Kill Cleopatra! Egypt must have no queen." But Caesar is ready. Roman soldiers march in perfect lines. They wear shining armor. Their swords are sharp. They are trained for victory. Cleopatra watches from the palace window. Her heart beats fast. She knows her future depends on this battle. Caesar comes to her side. "Do not be afraid," he says. "Rome does not lose." Cleopatra looks at him. She sees more than a general. She sees a man who believes in her, and she feels hope. The battle begins at dawn. Roman trumpets scream. The ground shakes as soldiers run forward. Arrows darken the sky. Men cry out as they fall. The Nile fills with burning ships. Flames rise higher and higher. For days the fight continues. No side gives up. The streets are rivers of blood. At last, the tide turns. Roman catapults smash Ptolemy's walls. Caesar's legions push forward. Cleopatra's loyal followers join the fight. Ptolemy XIII tries to escape on a small boat, but the boat sinks in the Nile. The boy king drowns in the dark water. When the news reaches Cleopatra, she says nothing. She only closes her eyes. The war is over, but victory has a heavy cost. The city is silent now. Smoke rises from ruined buildings. The great library of Alexandria burns, books turning to ash. People weep for the dead. Cleopatra walks through the empty streets. She sees her people watching her. Some cheer, some whisper. All eyes are on their new queen. She climbs the palace steps. She stands before the crowd. A priest places the golden crown on her head. "Cleopatra, Queen of Egypt," he declares. The crowd roars. For a moment, she feels powerful. But deep in her heart, Cleopatra knows Rome is stronger than Egypt, and without Caesar, she may not keep her crown for long. That night, she and Caesar sail on the Nile. The moonlight shines on the water. They speak softly of power, of Rome, of the future. Cleopatra smiles. She is queen again. She feels safe. For now. But far away in Rome, jealous men whisper in the dark. They plan to kill Caesar, and Cleopatra's victory may soon turn to tragedy. Chapter 4. Love in Rome. The Nile flows quietly, but Cleopatra knows her life cannot stay in Egypt alone. She must see Rome, the heart of power, the city that controls the world. Months later, Cleopatra sails to Italy. Her ship is decorated with gold and purple sails. Musicians play harps, servants wave fans. Roman citizens rush to the harbor. They whisper, "It is her, the Queen of Egypt." When Cleopatra steps on Roman soil, everyone stares. Her beauty is dazzling. Her clothes shine like the sun, and at her side is her little son, Caesarion, child of Julius Caesar. In Rome, Caesar welcomes her. He shows her gardens, villas, and temples. At dinners, senators watch her with suspicion. Some men admire her. They say, "She is wise, a queen among rulers." But others whisper with hatred, "Cleopatra has bewitched Caesar. She is dangerous." Cleopatra spends months in Caesar's villa. They walk through the city at night. She sees Rome's power, its armies, its monuments, its people. She dreams, maybe Egypt and Rome can rule together, forever. Caesar even places a golden statue of her in the Temple of Venus. For the Romans, this is shocking. A foreign queen, honored like a goddess? Many are furious. Then, one cold March morning, everything changes. Caesar walks to the Senate. Senators stand around him. They smile. They greet him like friends. Suddenly, a knife strikes his back. Another stabs his chest. Then another. Caesar falls to the ground. His white robe turns red with blood. The senators cry, "Liberty for Rome." But they have just killed their greatest leader. When the news reaches Cleopatra, her heart breaks. She holds Caesarion close and whispers, "My son, your father is gone." Rome falls into chaos. Friends of Caesar fight his killers. The city is full of fear. Cleopatra knows she is in danger. She is alone in a city that now hates her. One night, under a silent moon, she sails away from Italy. Her ship moves quickly across the dark sea. She looks back at Rome, disappearing in the distance. Tears shine in her eyes. Her love is dead. Her dreams are broken. But deep inside, Cleopatra feels something else. A fire, a will to fight. Back in Egypt, she tells herself, "I will protect my son. I will protect my throne. No Roman will decide my fate. Yet Rome is not finished with her. A new power rises. A man named Mark Antony, a soldier as brave as Caesar, but wilder, more passionate. And when Antony meets Cleopatra, history will change again. Chapter 5. A New Ally. The years pass. Cleopatra rules Egypt, but her heart still remembers Caesar. She raises Caesarion, her son, to be strong and wise. Yet Egypt is never safe. Rome is powerful, and Rome is always watching. After Caesar's death, Rome is divided. Two men rise to power: Octavian, Caesar's adopted son, and Mark Antony, Caesar's friend and brilliant general. They rule together for a short time, but soon Antony travels east to govern Rome's provinces. This brings him close to Egypt, close to Cleopatra. Antony is nothing like Caesar. He is loud, passionate, and loves life. He drinks wine, laughs loudly, and enjoys grand feasts. But he is also brave in battle, a man soldiers adore. Cleopatra knows Antony could be a great ally, or a dangerous enemy, so she plans to meet him in a way he will never forget. One summer evening, Antony waits in the city of Tarsus. He sits on a throne, curious about this queen he has heard so much about. Suddenly, horns sound in the distance. On the river, a golden ship appears. Its purple sails shine in the sun. Musicians play harps and flutes. Servants dressed as gods and goddesses dance on deck. At the center stands Cleopatra, wearing a crown of gold, a robe of silver, and jewels that sparkle like stars. Antony stares, speechless. Never has he seen such beauty, such power, such charm. That night, Cleopatra hosts a feast for Antony. The tables overflow with food: roasted birds, sweet honey cakes, grapes, figs, and wine. The air is filled with music and laughter. Cleopatra speaks to Antony with a soft voice. She tells stories of Egypt's greatness, of the Nile, of its treasures. Antony listens, fascinated. "You are unlike any woman in Rome," he says. "You are a queen, a goddess among mortals." Cleopatra smiles. "And you, Antony, you are a warrior who deserves more than Rome gives you." Over the next weeks, they spend every moment together. They hunt in the desert, sail on the Nile, and dine under the stars. Antony is completely in love. Soon he follows Cleopatra back to Alexandria. There, they live in luxury, drinking, feasting, playing games, and dreaming of ruling the East together. But Rome is furious. Senators say, "Antony is bewitched. He forgets his duty. He forgets Rome." Even Octavian grows angry. He warns Antony, "Cleopatra is using you. She wants power. Remember, you are Roman." But Antony does not listen. His love for Cleopatra is too strong. Cleopatra gives birth to 3 of Antony's children: Alexander, Cleopatra Selene, and Ptolemy Philadelphus. The queen believes their union will create a new dynasty, an empire that can rival Rome itself. Antony gives her gifts, land, and power. He even declares Caesarion, Cleopatra's son with Caesar, as the rightful heir of Rome. This enrages Octavian. He knows Antony and Cleopatra are becoming too powerful, too dangerous. One night, as Cleopatra and Antony sit in the palace, Antony says softly, "My love, Rome will not allow us to rule in peace. Octavian will come for us. Cleopatra looks at him with fire in her eyes. Then let him come. Egypt is strong, and with you by my side, we will win. But deep inside, she feels a shadow of fear. She knows Rome has endless soldiers, endless gold. The lovers continue their nights of luxury, but the sound of war drums is already growing in the distance. Soon, the greatest battle of their lives will begin. Chapter 6. The Dream of Empire. The palace of Alexandria glitters like gold. Inside, Cleopatra and Antony live like gods. They drink wine from silver cups. They wear robes of silk and crowns of jewels. But their dreams are bigger than luxury. They dream of empire. Cleopatra whispers to Antony at night. Rome controls the West, but the East, Egypt, Greece, Syria, Judea, it can be ours. Our children will rule a new world. Antony nods. He loves Cleopatra deeply, but he also wants power. He believes together they can defeat Octavian and rule as king and queen of a vast empire. Cleopatra grows more ambitious. She sails down the Nile with Antony, showing him the riches of Egypt, its fields of grain, its gold, its treasures. The people love me, she says proudly. With Egypt's wealth and your army, no one can stop us. Antony is enchanted. He forgets Rome. He forgets his duty. He sends letters to Rome, insulting Octavian, declaring that Caesarion, Cleopatra's son with Caesar, is the true heir of Rome, not Octavian. In Alexandria, Antony and Cleopatra hold a grand ceremony. They sit on golden thrones, higher than anyone else. Their children sit beside them, wearing small crowns. A priest announces, "Behold, Cleopatra, Queen of Kings, Antony, the Roman god of war." The crowd cheers. Gold coins rain from the balconies. But far away, in Rome, Octavian's anger grows like fire. Octavian acts quickly. He spreads rumors. Antony is no longer Roman, he tells the people. He has given himself to a foreign queen. He is her slave. Romans believe him. Antony is now seen as a traitor. The Senate gives Octavian permission to declare war. Not on Antony, but on Cleopatra. It is a clever move. Octavian knows Romans will not fight a Roman civil war again, but fighting Egypt, fighting a queen who bewitched their general, that they will support. News of war reaches Alexandria. Cleopatra stands on the balcony, watching the horizon. She feels the warm desert wind on her face. Antony comes to her side. "They are coming," he says grimly. "Octavian has raised a fleet of hundreds of ships. His legions march toward us." Cleopatra's eyes shine with fire. "Then we will fight. We will show Rome that Egypt bows to no one." They begin to prepare. Workers build ships in the harbor day and night. Soldiers sharpen swords and spears. The palace becomes a fortress. Cleopatra walks among her people. She speaks with calm strength. "I am your queen. I will never leave you. Together, we will defend our land." Her words give hope, but in secret, many Egyptians are afraid. Rome's power is too great, and Octavian has never lost a war. Antony and Cleopatra spend their last nights in peace. They dine together under the moon, music playing softly in the distance. "My love," Antony says, "if we win, the world will be ours." "And if we lose?" Cleopatra asks quietly. Antony looks away. There is no answer. Far to the west, Octavian's fleet moves closer. The sea is black with Roman ships. Their sails stretch across the horizon like storm clouds. The Battle of Actium is coming. And with it, the fate of Egypt and of Cleopatra. Chapter 7. The Final Battle. The morning sun rises over the Ionian Sea. The water is calm, but in the distance, sails cover the horizon. It is Octavian's fleet, hundreds of Roman ships ready for war. On the other side, Cleopatra and Antony wait. Their ships are grand, decorated with gold and purple banners, but they are fewer. Their sailors are less trained than the Romans. Still, Cleopatra stands tall. She wears her royal crown. Antony, in shining armor, stands at her side. They look at each other silently. Both know that today will decide everything. The wind blows. Trumpets sound. The battle begins. Roman ships move in perfect lines, fast and deadly. They ram into Antony's ships, breaking wood and throwing men into the sea. Arrows fly. Flaming catapults crash onto decks. The air fills with smoke and screams. Antony fights bravely. He leads his men, shouting orders, striking enemies. But slowly, the Romans surround them. Cleopatra watches from her flagship. She sees the battle turning against them. Her heart pounds. She knows if she is captured, she will be paraded through Rome as a trophy. Suddenly, she gives the order. "Turn the ship, sail away." Her sailors obey. Cleopatra's golden ship breaks free and speeds toward Egypt. When Antony sees her leaving, his heart shatters. He thinks she has abandoned him. Desperate, he jumps onto another ship and follows her. Without their leaders, Antony's fleet collapses. Octavian's men crush the remaining ships. The sea is filled with wreckage and bodies. Hours later, Cleopatra and Antony reach Alexandria. But the war is lost. Octavian's legions are already marching toward Egypt. Antony is silent, broken. He knows he has failed. He knows Rome will never forgive him. Cleopatra tries to comfort him. "We still have Egypt. We still have hope." But Antony only shakes his head. "No, my queen, we have nothing now. Octavian has won." Days later, Octavian's army surrounds Alexandria. The city gates are closed, but resistance is weak. The people are afraid. Inside the palace, Antony receives false news. A messenger tells him, "Cleopatra is dead." Antony's eyes fill with tears. He whispers, "Then I cannot live without her." He takes his sword and stabs himself in the chest. But the messenger lied. Cleopatra is alive. When she hears what Antony has done, she runs to him. She holds him as he bleeds. Her tears fall on his face. "My love," Antony says weakly, "I die a Roman, but I loved you as no Roman should. Do not let them take you. And with his last breath, he is gone. Cleopatra kisses him one final time. She feels her world collapse. Her lover is dead. Her army destroyed. Her kingdom lost. Yet Octavian is not finished. He sends word. Cleopatra will be taken alive. She will march through Rome in chains. The queen looks toward the horizon. She knows her fate is near. But she has already made her decision. She will not be Rome's prize. Chapter 8. Cleopatra's Last Choice. Alexandria is silent. The great city has fallen. Roman soldiers fill the streets. Their red banners hang from the palace gates. Cleopatra sits alone in her chamber. Her golden crown lies on the floor. Her face is pale, but her eyes still burn with pride. Antony is gone. Her fleet is destroyed. Octavian has won. But Cleopatra still has one power left. The power to choose her own fate. Octavian sends a messenger. He says coldly, Cleopatra will be taken alive. She will walk in chains through Rome. The people will laugh at her. She will be Octavian's greatest trophy. When Cleopatra hears this, she closes her eyes. She remembers Antony's last words, "Do not let them take you." She whispers to herself, "No Roman will parade me like an animal. I am a queen. I will die a queen." She calls her servants, Iris and Charmian. They are loyal and have served her for many years. They kneel beside her. "My faithful friends," Cleopatra says softly, "bring me the basket." The servants understand. They nod and leave the room. Moments later, they return, carrying a small basket covered with figs. Inside, hidden among the fruit, is a deadly cobra. Cleopatra sits on her golden throne one last time. She wears her royal robe and her shining crown. She looks like the goddess she has always been compared to. She strokes the cobra gently. The snake hisses softly, as if it knows its purpose. "I was born a queen," Cleopatra whispers, "and I will die a queen." She places the snake to her arm. Its fangs sink into her skin. The pain is sharp but quick. The poison spreads fast. Her breathing slows. Her eyes grow heavy. Iris and Charmian weep beside her. One by one, they also let the cobra bite them. They will not live without their queen. When Roman soldiers finally enter the chamber, they stop in shock. Cleopatra lies still, her face calm, almost smiling. Her crown glitters in the sunlight. Beside her are her two loyal servants, also dead. Octavian arrives and looks at her body. He whispers, "She defeated me, even in death." For Cleopatra has denied him his greatest prize. News of her death spreads quickly. People cry in the streets. Others whisper that she has become a goddess, forever alive in memory. Her son, Caesarion, is soon killed on Octavian's orders. Egypt is no longer free. It becomes a Roman province ruled by foreigners. But Cleopatra's legend does not die. Even Octavian, now called Augustus, cannot erase her name. For centuries, people will tell her story of a queen who defied the greatest empire on earth, who loved, fought, and chose her own destiny. The palace is quiet now. The Nile flows as it always has, but Egypt's last queen has taken her place in history. Chapter 9. The legend lives on. The sun rises over the Nile. Its waters shine gold, as if nothing has changed. But Egypt has changed forever. Its last queen is gone. Rome now rules the land of the pharaohs. Octavian becomes the first emperor of Rome. He calls himself Augustus. He controls an empire that stretches across 3 continents. Yet, even as Augustus celebrates his power, people whisper Cleopatra's name. She is gone, but she is not forgotten. In Alexandria, merchants tell stories of her beauty and charm. Sailors speak of the queen who sailed on golden ships with purple sails. Mothers tell their children, she was clever, brave, and proud. She chose her own destiny. Some say Cleopatra was cruel and ambitious. Others say she was wise and loyal to her people. But all agree she was unforgettable. Writers in Rome record her tale. They say she was a woman who could move even the strongest men. They tell how she met Caesar, how she loved Antony, how she defied Octavian. Poets describe her as a goddess, a queen who ruled not only with power, but with intelligence and heart. Years pass, then centuries. Empires rise and fall. But Cleopatra's story never disappears. Painters create images of her, wearing her golden crown. Playwrights write tragedies about her love for Antony. Historians debate her choices. Was she a hero, a villain, or simply a woman fighting for her throne and her children? Even today, her name lives on. She is more than just a queen. She is a symbol of courage, ambition, and the price of power. She reminds the world that history is not only made by kings and generals, but also by women who dare to lead. Standing on the banks of the Nile, it is easy to imagine her, sailing on her royal barge, laughing with Antony, planning a future that was never meant to be. Cleopatra lost her kingdom. She lost her love, but she never lost her pride. And in that final moment, when she chose death over humiliation, she became more than just a ruler. She became a legend. So when you hear her name, remember not just the queen in the golden palace, but the woman who fought the greatest empire in the world and refused to bow. Because power fades, empires fall, but legends live forever.